Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Banks, here with Kirby Snyder. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. We're gonna check out the South Sound Classic, sponsored by Discs and Dynamic Discs. This is a Disc Golf Pro Tour Q Series event. And again, thanks for joining me. We are on location in Evergreen Disc Golf Course in Lacey, Washington. For this is Olympia. This is Olympia. Yeah, for our final round. And we're gonna basically just catch up on everything. We were busy filming another event, but yeah, look at these trophies. And once
Mark
again,
Hill does an amazing job as always. Excellent tournament director and our Washington State coordinator as well.
That's right.
This course is pretty simple. Hole 1 plays as an island. There's a log border. Inside that is a painted white line. You have to be inside that white line to be inbound. If you land outside of that white line, placing your lie with a 1-stroke penalty. So basically everything is a hazard outside of the painted island. If you're in the island and you airball a putt and end up back outside the white line, you're putting from the hazard with a 1-stroke penalty. The only other OB on this course is on the back 9, and that's only if you kick left, you're on any sort of pavement, so sidewalk or road, on or beyond your OB, play normal OB rules where you're last in bounds with a 1-stroke penalty. That's the only OB on this course. Hole 10 has some water bottles for you. It's easy to lose discs out here in the ferns and stuff, so if you guys can't find a disc, please all 4 of you start looking as soon as possible. Start that 3-minute timer. If you haven't found it when the timer expires, go back, rethrow from your previous lie with a 1-stroke penalty so we can try and avoid any more backups out there. Any questions? Cool. Thanks for coming out. We'll get you going in a minute.
Man, I have not had the privilege of being a TD, and I bet you really get that down. All right, we're gonna watch John Babb, Thaddeus TenKley, Daniel Pfaff, and yourself, Kirby Snyder.
Yeah, it's a great card. All 3 of these other guys are awesome to play with, and was really looking forward to it. Evergreen's a beautiful property. Tons of warm-up space for all of us. There's the one practice basket. You saw a ton of people putting on it, but it's going to be a great round. Really looking forward to it. Thaddeus TenKley coming in at 20 under as our leader. John Babb at 19, and Daniel Pfaff and myself coming in at 18.
Yeah, and this has been about a year since I've been out here. I believe this was the last time. And I love this course. I need to get out here way more often. So 225 feet, Thaddeus off the tee, makes the island. He plays as a hazard outside of this white line. A reminder.
Yeah, the forehand's a really common play. A lot of people like that wide gap on the left-hand side to let the disc kind of move left to right through there. You'll see 3 out of the 4 of us throwing forehands at least.
Yeah, it seems like the higher percentage play. Ooh, we might. That's kind of one of the results there. Sometimes if you get clean there, we might just skip out. So your speed is important.
Living on the edge, back edge, that is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't get relief since it's not OB, so you have to take it where it is. Daniel getting nice and high, good speed. Wow. Oh, unfortunate. He did go out, didn't he?
Yeah, big skip. Daniel's got one of the best forehands here in the state. Absolutely incredible. We'll be seeing that all day long. I'm choosing to throw the backhand here. I'm going with a Cosmic Fury 2, just a really straight logic. I like that straight shot, little mini flip up through the big gap that you can see right in front. Got really fortunate off that tree. Easy little putt.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be in. And what'd you say, about 45 feet here, 40 feet?
Yeah, I mean, he's just left and just in front of the drop zone, so probably about 45, 47 feet or so.
Wow, what a hit. A little high,
Incredible.
but it's sunk. That's great. Quick little reminder, when you're shopping at Emerald City Discs, use that code Fairway10. Help us both out. It's a good way to support the channel and the store here.
Please do. Daniel Pfaff putting from the hazard here. Just low. about 25, 28 feet for John Babb here.
Oh, he just needed another inch higher.
And then, yeah, I'm about 12, 15 feet maybe, somewhere in that range. First putt of the day on an elevated basket. It's always going to have a little bit of nerves. It's going to have a couple of feels to it, but going to be a no problem.
Yeah, dead center. That worked out well. Yeah, I'm sure it feels nice to score on the first hole.
Always does. You never want to start you don't want to start a round off with a bogey. Starting a round off with a par is just fine, but starting a round off with a birdie kind of has that like, let's go, we're going to have a really good day type of mentality. Really lets you start off strong.
All right, and then moving on to hole 2, up and over this hill, 288 feet, slightly to the right, and the basket is on just the beginning of the downslope of this hill.
Yeah, Thaddeus here is throwing a Sea Line Notion, really beautiful, crystal clear Notion.
Forehand.
Yeah, I'm going to the forehand. I've been working really hard in the forehand in the last year or so. This is a DD4 that I'm just going to throw like flat to a little bit of hyzer. 288 is a really nice distance for me here. I think the key to this hole is having a good idea of how far right the basket is. It's kind of tough to tell with the way the sun's hitting it, but those trees on the back edge there, they're kind of light green and a darker green. I believe the basket is right where the darker green trees are. So having a good idea of where the basket is, it's not incredibly far. You just want to make sure you throw a good shot, make sure you get the proper amount of left to right movement, and give yourself a nice little putt up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that trail is not out of bounds. It does look like a kind of a natural border. Many rolls have happened on this hole. Oh my gosh. Did I just speak that? I forgot about that. Oh my god. I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to change the past on you.
I think in years past it has been OB, or there's been different tournaments in the past where Pfaff and beyond have been out of bounds, so it's a lot scarier. But yeah, for that putt for John, being able to roll away and then come back like that, absolutely incredible. What a putt!
Wow, what a focused professional.
He's a great putter. I mean, he really knows when to dial it in. Daniel Pfaff for the birdie.
Wow, much respect there. But 35, 38 feet there, that was great.
Thaddeus went a little long of the basket, maybe a little left of what he meant.
Yeah, he's probably, what, 5 feet downhill? He's a huge man. I mean, he's looking at even with the basket. Oh, no.
Oof. I think just a little nose up on that. Honestly, it seemed like it came out of the hand just fine, but yeah, just a little nose up.
That most likely was it, yeah. And you're pretty close there, probably 15 or so.
Yeah, about 15 or so. Just a little bit of a scary putt just with that hill behind it. If you do miss or if you do hit chains and then get down the hill on edge, you're rolling really far away. And just seeing what John Babb did before that definitely puts a little bit of the fear in you. But yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and we are onward to hole 3, par 3, into the tunnel of woods, 209 feet or so. What was your toss there? It looks like it got cut up. I think you pushed through, though.
Yeah, I went back to that Cosmic Fury 2, the Glow Logic. Came out of the hand a little early, but caught, kind of found the little tunnel on the left, and should have a barely C2 putt, maybe edge of C1 putt.
Ooh, that was a pretty decent berg there from Daniel.
And this hole is so short, it really is just about making that front gap and then progressing forwards.
Slightly too high. The Ninja Branch got that.
That's the teeth of hole 3 here.
Literally. Little buck-tooth branch. Wow, that was fantastic. That was a bit of an ace run. Lucky kick there. Near a bench I didn't even know about.
Nice approach from Thaddeus.
Yeah, he got a good little angle there.
Yeah, I got kind of a wide.
Slightly.
Yeah, it's pretty wide putt here.
Oh, no.
A little bit of hyzer. not quite enough.
Oh no, second low putt from Daniel. He'll most likely get his par from there. It's a good another 2 opportunity here for Mr. Babb. Oh, wrist rising on him.
A little high, but just fine.
Yeah, he was just slightly uphill on that. That's probably why. Fully committed. That's what you got to do. You got to do what you want it to do. You know, commitment is half the battle. Sometimes you're just rolling the dice on the on the chains. It's just the way it goes. Ooh, forgot about my little transition there. Tell me about hole 4.
Hole 4, 303 feet. I think the best shot is the one that John here is taking on the left-hand side, that forehand. And you do see a lot of players throwing the backhand through there as well. I've heard of some players throwing the just really straight shot through the very, very middle.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty risky. I think that gap is pretty small. The forehand or just throwing anything out on the left-hand side is, I think, a little safer. I'm going with a forehand DD3, just a little straighter than what I meant. Daniel Pfaff getting nice height on that. Absolutely incredible. I didn't realize. I mean, we can't see the basket from the tee, so I didn't realize he was that close to actually making it.
Whoa, wow, that was a great run. Probably 60 feet or so.
Yeah, the last 2 putts have felt good out of the hand. Would have loved to cash them, but I'm feeling confident in my putt so far this round.
And that's another confident putt. Good shot, Thad.
Don Babb is putting with Roaches, I believe, and Roaches, I think, one of his go-to throwers as well.
Thank you.
Great birdie. Straight on the par. Kirby stays at 20. Still a tight race
there. Yeah, I ruined the star frame for everyone. Hole 5 feels like a really similar shot. It's a very similar distance. The better line is the forehand, but the gap is way smaller and much further away. On hole 5, the gap is right, or hole 4, the gap is right in front of you. On hole 5, the gap is much, much further down the fairway, which is much scarier to hit that gap down there. Yeah. So it does take a power hyzer forehand to get down there and actually park the hole. Much like Dan just did. That was so good. I'm pretty sure that is an old beat up flat top Firebird.
Okay. And I also was testing out some new hardware. My monopod is an upgrade, and I was kind of a little out of position on this type of shot. The panning shot definitely takes a little more getting used to with how that is, but I think we're gonna fare it out here. It's still early. And the right about this point is when we got the most ominous dark clouds. When you're in the woods, it got really eerie.
Yeah, I remember. I think I had Pierce Reynolds on the bag, and he said, "I think I felt a raindrop." And I looked over and I go, "Don't say that. Like, don't even speak that into existence."
Yeah, we had a blessing in disguise later. His dad Grant went to the vehicles and got us some saving grace rain gear there. It was awesome.
Yeah,
super clutch. None of us were prepared.
We'll get into it as we get there, but
yeah, it's just in a few holes, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is one of those holes you kind of feel like it's a little more open, similar shape than that last hole, and you just want to get it, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Couple of birdie looks here. Thaddeus coming up just short on his putt.
And you get some weird footing with this huge stump, kind of a natural landing zone. Kind of messing with those throws, it looks like.
Yeah, I think par is just fine.
That's
This hole
fair.
seems like one of the more difficult ones on the course.
Oh yeah, I do have the stats. Let's talk about it. 14th to difficulty, kind of in the middle to the easiest side.
Okay. 14th most difficult. Yeah, it is one of the
Yeah.
more easier ones. That's surprising because I feel like it's a pretty tight gap. I feel like it's not a like anybody that's not throwing that 320-foot, 350-foot forehand is going to have a tough time getting there. So that's kind of
Yeah.
surprising.
And this
Oh,
is a fun one. Hole 6 is a par 3 downhill 235 hyzer shot. Backhand, of course.
yeah, it
Ooh.
seems like one of the easier holes on the course. Pretty straightforward, pretty right there. I think a good indicator for myself on this hole is this stump.
Oh
Um,
no.
ooh, early release from Dan. There's a stump that's about pin deep that you can see very clearly from the basket, and I think if you
Okay.
just throw barely to the left of that stump, you're going to end up that one right there that we're
Oh, the
passing.
one. Oh my goodness, he hit rim.
Wow, he hit metal. We thought we heard something, but we weren't totally sure. Bad roll away.
That was surprisingly far on a roll away there. Wow. Jeez.
I'm going to a very soft, very beat up tactic. What
Okay.
I'm trying to do is just throw it the right depth and just have it hyzer out and stick to the ground.
That makes sense. This looks pretty open. He's going with the forehand line.
Yeah, he's got to be about, I don't know what, 160, 180 feet
Oh,
away at most.
it's tight on that left side. I forgot about that long fork looking tree.
Yeah. If you see Dan throwing that soft, touchy forehand, it's going to be that yellow disc. That's a berg.
Right.
Nice
Yeah, I think he
putt.
has a couple bergs now. It's one of those discs I have a few of, and I've been meaning to put one back in the bag. It's a fun disc.
Yeah, Dan throws it so well. He's so consistent, so good with the touch with it. Uncharacteristic miss from him too.
Yeah.
This is not the
Very,
way. Dan's one of
very
the better
rare.
putters in the state as well. Great putter, great thrower, great person. Just in general. So, yeah, definitely uncharacteristic to see him missing some of these putts early on.
Yeah, nice job, Kirby.
And right about here is when the rain started to come down.
Yes.
So
For about,
I remember.
yeah, it took him about the whole hole. So I'm in weird spots right under the trees. So just trying to stay dry.
Yeah, nobody is actually on the tee right now. Everybody is on the path because the tee is completely exposed and has
Yeah.
no shade under it whatsoever. So we're all kind of hanging off to the right of our screen here, just kind of waiting to hear, was that clean? Did you have a tree kick? Everybody would come back. We're like, how'd you do? Like, how was it? So I'm going to a splice. I was super unprepared for the rain, so I'm at this point kind of getting wet, and that slipped off my hand a little bit.
Yeah, I could definitely see the. It's just starting to come down. Grip being a major issue right here. Yeah, you got to hit your gap on this S-shaped hole here.
Yeah, so it's a challenging time for the rain to actually start picking up. It's a one car garage size gap to try to get through.
Yeah.
And then even if you do, you still got to have a right angle coming through. So challenging.
Your shot went pretty straight, but you might be able to cut the corner on your next shot there.
Yeah, I meant to throw that with more hyzer than I did. Came out a little flat, and then kind of got a little lucky, honestly. A little weave and bob, and what a tough break.
Yeah, that's so demoralizing when you have this basically the same lie.
Hopefully, a better opportunity for him now.
He's got good mind space here and executes perfectly. Wow.
The way he just kind of like leaned back and then just threw that from the hip, that was so awesome.
Yeah, I think that was his adjustment to kind of lower the angle.
John Babb is in such a common spot. I feel like that is such a collection for discs right there. And it's so hard to commit to the nose down. Just getting that nose a little too up like that will kind of let it hyzer out. But if you can commit to that nose down shot and get that to really ride from right to left, could have been so nice.
Yeah, we're gonna weird angle here. We're just trying to get most of the shot here, but you're clear after this stump here. But you need that right to turn. Oh no, it hit something.
Yeah, yeah, I'm probably within, 140 feet, but super super specific left to right moving shot. Caught a little cabbage at the end there, and then left myself with this big, probably I don't know, 50-footer or so.
So the day before, I was at Lake Stevens, and every time I chose that wide angle that we just saw you at, most people canned it. It was like 90%. It was crazy. I was in the mindset of that going in. I was hoping for you.
Would have been sweet, man. I needed it. Yeah, it's actually
All right.
this is going to be my second bogey of the weekend,
Oh
so far
wow,
at least. Yeah, so been really really good about minimizing the damage. Wow, John Babb just hitting that super skip off the top of the basket.
that's really consistent. Good job, man. I mean, it took the rain to do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's something I'm really proud of. Is I like not bogeying. You know, getting those bogey free rounds are super important to me. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that goes to 22 with that single bogey. Another bogey for Daniel. He'll be at 17 now. Yeah, this field is awesome to see all the people participating in this A tier. I really wish I had that Friday off so I could have started it off. I would have gotten a lot more content, but at least we're getting the tail end here.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
Hole
mean
eight.
this is one of the biggest events in the state. So we're really
Yeah,
happy to have you out
absolutely.
for as much as we can get you.
Yeah, it's good to have this opportunity here. Tell me about hole eight, Herb.
Hole 8, 309 feet. It's going to be that sharp hyzer.
Oh, umbrellas are
Really,
here.
oh, there they are. Yeah, it's a really, really tight gap off the tee. You got to kind of keep the tail out and let that disc ride on a sharp hyzer through the gap.
Hmm.
Going too straight, hitting that tree, honestly, it's just fine. I should be in jump putt distance right there. Yeah, absolutely clutch of Grant to come in here right now with the umbrellas. He hustled from the course to the parking lot and back. And if you've been to Evergreen, you know how far away the parking lot is just from hole 1, let alone from hole 7, hole 8 in the course. So Grant's a real one. Absolutely incredible for him to go out. And
Oh
the
yeah.
crazy thing is, too, he didn't get an umbrella for himself. He got an umbrella for you. He got an umbrella for Dan Pfaff's parents, and then he gave an umbrella to me and Pierce, his son, who was caddying for the whole weekend.
Oh
So
man.
completely selfless of him, just absolute legend of a person.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better, man. That's absolutely 100%. Yeah, so getting back to this hole, this is some pretty good approaches here. It's really that right to left late turn that you got to get clean off that tee here.
Looks like Thaddeus had a pretty nice drive. I think he's set up for birdie here. And you could hear the rain coming down in the background. Nobody was ready for this at all across the field. We were
Yeah,
seeing people on the next hole to the left of us just completely soaking wet.
yeah, and it seems like it just came out of nowhere. I mean, it's the Pacific Northwest. You should be ready, but I mean, it was literally not in the forecast. So. But you know, this is disc golf. We got to go with the flow. Unless there's lightning, and then they shut us down. All right, tap ins are done. Hole 8 was there's 23% of the field got that birdie. So, and that put it at 8th in difficulty. All right, hole 9, par 3, 292.
Yeah, really similar shot to the last one where you're throwing that kind of sharp hyzer. You want to get that disc moving right to left really, really hard. You want to hit the ground and almost skip a little bit as well.
Yes, very protected green. It's got a little bit of a gully to it, kind of a ditch kind of feel.
Yeah. John with a little early release and kind of get
Yeah.
a little lucky for it as well, but it works.
Yeah, I remember catch camming this hole a few times. This is definitely a difficult one. It's best like in the middle of the fairway again, but I definitely Wanted to stay put with the umbrella.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, get most of the content on the throw, so that's kind of the minimalist point of view, if you were wondering.
I mean, personally, I like the view from behind the tee because that's what,
Oh
as a
yeah,
player, you see most of the time, anyways. So it's almost kind of
yes.
like you're just there hanging out with us and just a member of the card.
Experiencing it as you are, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a drop off right after the basket there. Oh, a
See,
little
I think
too
that's
right.
John and I, or Daniel. That's Pfaff and I, right at that tree. That
Yeah,
that that tree is such a collection for discs. If you're coming in low and not having that high skip just kind of trickling in, that's going to stop you. And that's just at the edge of the circle, maybe just outside of the circle. It's a long enough putt that it is challenging.
yeah, and that ditch is definitely in your way or your thoughts. So
Yeah,
because you
right
don't want
behind
to
it.
have a
Yeah,
long comebacker. Well, you're kind of right there though, right?
yeah, that came out of my hand, and I knew it was like, man, that was a mistake. It was kind
It
of
looks
an
like
in between. I didn't know if I wanted to lay it up. I
hmm
didn't know if I wanted to run it super hard. Kind of fell
that
in the middle
makes
and can't do that.
total sense. And unfortunately, that's kind of going back and forth here. Let's see if he can clear it up. He does. Looks like he's getting a little bit of the bogey bite right now, but hopefully he'll get a little bit better luck here. All right. A little bit of a low angle. You got it.
It's about 18 feet, 15 feet, slightly uphill. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just fine. But this rain came in, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it totally shook me. Bogey on the last hole, and then
Mm-hmm.
this is definitely in my mind, and something myself and everybody is just trying to work through, right?
Yeah. And on paper 292, it's like, oh man, I really want this one. It's definitely one of those holes that was difficult today. Sixth in difficulty. 21% got the birdie.
No kidding. Wow.
All right. So John is first on hole 10. First par four, right? 596.
Second par
Yeah.
four.
Second. Yeah,
Yep.
we had hole 7. That's right.
Yep. Second par four of the course. Yeah, important to really bite off a lot of distance off the tee and progress yourself left. Yeah, huge mistake
Oh
there, burning it
no.
right, and then hitting right as well. Big mistake. Do not want to be over there.
Tough angle. Hopefully it gives you some opening part.
But
That looks ideal.
Dan is showing the line. That is so good.
Yeah.
It's not going to hyzer out too hard, so he's not going to be crazy on the left. But great shot from Dan. A little too much flip out of that disc for Thad. I'm going with a forehand here. I'm just trying to bite off as much distance as I possibly can at this point and try to
Wow.
shape into the fairway.
Yeah, that's kind of the curve right there. Is the downhill part is where that starts. It's not too bad, right?
It's okay. I mean, I think I put myself within 300 feet of the basket, which I
The-
feel pretty good about.
These ferns are so tall. It's kind of harder to find the fairway once you get past this point, in my opinion. I
Yeah, it's
think it
like
could be cleaned up more, but I mean, it is. It's a good part of the course.
I mean, you're not wrong at all. I mean, you see like what the fairway is, but you see where Dan is. Dan's a tall guy, and these ferns are to his hip.
I lost it. Yeah. Oh, wait, I saw it late. Wow. Yeah, it's as they say, Narnia. The evergreen forest will do that.
Yeah, big mistake there. Had I just thrown that nice little turnover through this gap that I'm standing in between of,
Mm-hmm.
probably could have gotten up and down for my par, but instead, we're looking 180, 200 feet away from the basket, up and down for our bogey.
Oh my goodness, what a run!
Yeah. Even he was a little surprised. Can't believe it went that far.
Yeah, with the downhill, you can get a good angle. Kind of a natural resting spot right there. Circle's edge looks like maybe a little shorter.
Nice clean up from Babb.
Yeah, I love this course. The feel in the woods, it just you can't replace it. It's so unique.
Yeah, beautiful piece of property, honestly.
Yeah, this part of the Pacific Northwest is so dense. It's really its own thing. So much life in moss and ferns, of course. You know, it's ridiculous. All right, I enjoy it a little too much. It's fun on the camera, that's for sure. You saw it on the intro. Oh, here we go. Serious.
I held that for so much longer than the camera shows.
Yeah, I was zooming in as you were still holding it, letting you hold it longer. That's funny.
I'll tell you, I only do that because one time someone told me that they thought it was funny, and since then I was like, well, I have to do that every time I do commentary or every time I'm on a video now. So
Why not?
yeah, thank you to that one person.
So funny. All right, hole 11, par 3, 267. It's kind of an uphill to the right, right?
Yeah, these
Tough
guys are making
angles.
this hole look easy. It is not. It is a tough, like left to right. The forehand actually shapes like kind of tough. I think the backhand turnover generally shapes
Okay.
a little easy. I kind of got that a little turn too much, a little too early. You can see TenKley here going to the backhand turnover. Yeah, it kind of has that like
Oh
late.
no.
Oh man, so tough. Yeah, it has that kind of like late left to right moving shot.
Mm-hmm.
That the forehand kind of doesn't hit exactly perfect, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, those guys kind of prove that the forehand was the play.
Well, that late gap is tinier than the first, of course, so there is some luck involved, but they're committing to that line for sure.
Yeah, they're also kind of going behind that tree in the middle that I'm trying to go.
Wow, there's the wide angle make. Let's go.
That was about
Safe.
as far as I'm gonna be able to stretch. Yeah.
That's funny.
I think as I set up, I heard Pierce behind me say, "Channel your inner Ezra Midling," and I got nothing on her. Nowhere near it.
Yeah, it's not split time right there. It's funny.
If I do the splits, I'm not getting back up. So
before we get too far into hole 11, just big shout out to Brian Johnson. Holes 2 through 9, he had a huge 7 birdie streak. That must have been an awesome to be on the card there.
yeah, he's an incredible player. When he's hot, he gets red hot. So honestly, no surprise there. Like I feel like he can put
this
that
field
down
is the cream of the crop. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was a hole 11. Let's just talk about that real quick. 14 of the field got the birdie, 11th in difficulty, kind of right in the middle there. All right, hole 12, kind of a shorty. We've seen this ace before. This is 242, slightly downhill. The left side is a little more protected than the right.
Good shot.
Putter shots, of course. I mean, you can throw anything you want, but
Yeah, this hole's kind of tricky because you do want the disc moving left to right, but with something that is overstable enough to flatten out, and then maybe hyzer back at the basket a little bit if you can get lucky. But it
that
really
makes
is
sense.
100% just about splitting that gap in the middle and not hitting that tree in the dead center.
Yeah, since it's downhill, it kind of travels slightly more, so it slows down into that natural slow hyzer. Yeah, that's a good call. And going stand still for Mr. Pfaff. Looks like it's paying off. Wow.
Yeah. A little long. It is very
If you're
easy
the
to go
gap,
long
that's
in this
great.
hole. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only critique is slightly long. That's great. And I think the rain is slightly slowing down. Just a lot of raindrops that's from the trees.
35 footer.
I think about there.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, the left gap is not something you intend to do, but when you hit it, you always feel pretty good because you know
Yeah.
you're going about basket length at that point. You should be fine.
What a hit.
What a hit. Brings John Babb to 25 down for the tournament.
That's a monumental mark. A lot of birdies in 3 rounds.
I think he was closer to 28, 30 feet than he was 35. Don't count his strides. His strides are 6 feet long. The guy's so tall.
Yeah, a large human. What? Tell me about the bucket hat thing Pierce is wearing. Did you guys
Yeah.
have a thing?
Yeah, I got a bucket hat the week before, just kind of yeah, that's not the bucket hat. And I caddied for Pierce all weekend, and on Sunday I wore the bucket hat for him. We made a little bet. If he shot whatever he shot for the round, he would wear the bucket hat for me in the afternoon, and he shot that and wore the bucket hat. So it was fun. I mean, he's Pierce is so good.
Oh yeah.
Check out Fairway Media from a couple weeks ago where he was featured on it. He's an amazing player. I'm really looking forward to watching him just grow and become an elite talent in Washington State.
Yep.
Yeah, he was playing in the MJ15s. I believe he's what 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11.
11. Thank you.
Yeah.
I suck.
He took my thing. He said he stared into the camera, and I was like, "Don't do that. That's my shtick."
we gotta have fun out there. Hole 13 is a par 3, 251, basic tough hyzer, or it's a hyzer, but it's a tough one.
Yeah, super narrow. You really want to kind of flirt with that backside, and then let the disc pan out and drop
Too
pretty
much flirting.
good. Yeah. Seems like a pretty stock shot. Seems like something you should get every time, but it's challenging. It's tricky. I do think elevating the disc, meeting the disc high up is more important than just about anything on this hole.
Yeah, this angled tree is basically the middle of that fairway after the curl, or the curve, excuse me. Another one of those tough ones to film with one camera. Either you're on the tee or swiveling your camera, making everyone dizzy. I try to do that less these days. Oh, a wide shot. Let's see if it goes. Oh my goodness.
Lemon pepper stepper.
Fantastic putt, Daniel. Grabbed his lip like he couldn't believe it. He's like, because he's hit so many cages. I'm sure that's a little relief. Great birdie as well, Mr. Curb.
Thank you. Yeah, I think a little short left of the basket. Just fine, though.
John collecting birdies still. He's at 26 now. A couple ahead of you and Thad, kind of nutted up here at second. Let's see if he can clean his par. Oh, bogey, that's right. Short memory of mine. Sorry about that.
I think after my bogey on a couple of holes ago, I looked at Pierce and I said to him, hey, if we're gonna win this tournament, we gotta basically birdie out of here, and we gotta hope a couple other people slip along the way. But it starts with us birdieing out, and that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get really aggressive on this and just try to get every single hole here on out.
Yeah, and this is when I ran down to get a catch can. This is a fun one to hopefully see an ace. 242 feet, par 3. Late stumps to kind of push you around if you're too low. Looks like you're on the other side of that.
Yeah, a little too nose down, kind of lets the disc arch from left to right a little too early, a little too hard. I feel like that's a pretty common mistake on this hole. It's either that or get the nose a little too up, and then you end up hyzering out a little too early.
Sure. Yeah. The little bit of a plinko action for Daniel. That trying to go a little higher, but also gets caught up on those late trees.
I think Thad went back to that sea line notion.
I think this is the hole where we saw that funky yellow mushroom.
Mushroom was so cool. Nasty looking, but so cool.
Yeah, it looks like yellow brains or something.
I don't know what's going on. It's got like 2 different textures. One of them kind of looked like snot.
Oh, it's in the shot. It's right there. That's crazy. Oh, almost. I didn't go wide enough for the camera. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, the angles are aplenty here. See if Daniel, yep, he'll collect it. Not bad at all. Lots
This
of
angle
moss.
makes the back look so dense.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely have a lot more space out here if they wanted to make more, but it's so much work. That 18 is this 18 is a great course. I understand. I forgot about that. Funny.
Actually, he's the best, dude. He really is.
It looks
Look at this, so gross.
Nature is scary and gross. Wow, 15, par 3, 352. Didn't get the pan in time, but it definitely finished well.
Yeah, nice looking shot. This hole gave me total fits during my practice rounds. It is such a tight gap. I mean, you have basically a doorway to hit this entire way. That last moss-covered tree that Babb barely nicks, that is the beater. If you can barely beat that one, and then highs are right after that. So you want to use an overstable disc. You have to throw the exact right power. So challenging. I'm going to PD here. I opted to just kind of juice it a little long and hope I get through the gap. I got a really nice reaction off of that tree, thank God.
Oh no, the worst case scenario for that.
That's what I'm saying. That gap just getting off the tee is so small. It's so intimidating.
I think that's a pretty safe recovery shot right to the center with the forehand.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. I think that
Other
was
left side.
I think that was a zone or a zone type disc.
That makes sense. Cut in the corner. Brilliant when it works. Well done.
Good job.
Classic. Clean.
Ooh, good thing I got right in front of you there. Perfect.
That's just disc golf, baby. There's only a few angles anyway. We get the idea. No big deal. I like to give young players a little bit of crap when that happens, but
Great par save from Babb. That's huge. Huge birdie for Pfaff. How hard? Like, where did this one rank in the? As far as difficulty?
Stats for 15 was third in difficulty. 5 birdies. Eric Sebastian, Ryan Morgan, Asher Wademan, Kenyon Pratt, and Daniel.
Yeah, super difficult. Ton of
That's
bogeys.
12%, 5
Really-
out of 43.
Yeah, really easy to hit an early tree and just put yourself into give yourself absolutely nothing to get up and down from here. So
Yeah,
that's
one
huge
of
for
those
Pfaff.
one of those separators, if you will. All right, we're gonna strum on to hole 16. Meat and potatoes. 4 is the difference. Babb over you. Hole 16 is 492 feet. Very tough angles again. That's kind of the theme on the last few holes.
I think this is actually a par 4
Oh, okay. I'll update that graphic. No problem.
at 492. Yeah, I think there's a really nice landing zone just past where you are and a little to the right of our screen here, where if you can kind of get a distal land right about there, maybe a little longer than that, is really, really nice. Stepping up to the tee, I've thrown a drop the whole week. They told me actually the shot is to throw a driver through that gap in the middle. So
Oh my goodness.
I said, all right, let's do it. No problem. So
That was sick.
yeah, I had never thrown that shot in any of my practice rounds. They literally told me about it while we were waiting for the cart ahead of us to finish. And I
That's
said,
wild.
screw it. At this point, we're not playing for the win. We're just playing for a spot. We might as well try to see if we can make something happen, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think this is definitely the point where everybody starts watching scores. We're looking ahead. Someone's pushing an envelope over there. I believe Tim is pushing John. They're neck to neck. What an wow! That bounce was way more than I remembered. That's insane. He bounced all the way through all of those obstacles, hitting nothing.
Yeah, that last, what, 50, 60 feet of this hole is absolutely crazy. Those trees, it's
Oh
a
no.
super, super small gap, and it's that basket is super well protected. So even at 492 feet, which is a sub 500-foot par four, doesn't seem like it would be all that challenging. It's extremely challenging. The gap is so, so small.
And this is where you landed.
Yeah, this is where I landed, and this gap is still really tiny.
We probably want a little more turn on that.
Yeah, trying to get it to flex just a little more.
And Daniel's forehand ended up basket high left. And it goes in and out, I think? Or hit cage. I forget. It's kind of blocked. Oh, great run from Thad.
Nice chain high.
And this is for birdie. Good little 30-footer or less.
Hey, butt.
Maybe 25. It's hard to guess that exactly. I could count steps, but, you know, we're moving on quickly.
This is fairway media estimations here.
Quick stats on 16. Fifth in difficulty, 12 birdies. I mean, if you hit that fairway gap, you know, we talked about that. We kind of throw a good blueprint on it. All right, hole 17, into the woods, out of the woods, back into the woods, 376 feet. It's not quite a Mando, but it's kind of a natural Mando.
Yeah, sun's trying to pop out again. Honestly, at this point of the round, we're all soaking wet. We don't even want the sun now. It's just going to make everything muggy. Babb hitting the very top branch that you want to avoid to come out of that gap there. I'm going back to that DD4. I thought this felt perfect out of the hand. I thought this was absolutely pinned.
Yeah, you just need a little more left on the landing somehow to miss that big trees angle. Daniel's getting a good result. Let's see the landing. Oh, low caught up on the last part of the foliage.
A little
on the
early,
left side.
little left. Yeah. Dude, if you look at Pierce in the background here, tell me he doesn't look like that guy from Hocus Pocus, Ice. The guy that had his name carved into the back of his head. Dude,
I'm
he
gonna
looks
have to
just
take
like
your
him.
word for it. I don't know that film. I'm sorry.
Hocus Pocus? You don't know Hocus Pocus, bro?
I couldn't tell you if I watched it at the time, even when it came out. I know it's an older one.
That's an all-time Halloween film. That's crazy. Comment below if you have ever seen Hocus Pocus and say how crazy it is that Banks has never seen Hocus Pocus.
Please make fun of me on not knowing Hocus Pocus. I deserve it, apparently.
That's nuts. All-timer. Daniel Pfaff here for the long birdie look. Just a little high left.
Yeah, his little body language kind of showed the effort there. Unfortunately, a little meh. Oh my goodness, another wide angle.
Wow.
Thad saving his par there. All right, you're choosing left on this angle.
So at this point, I know that I am tied with Brian Johnson for third place.
Okay.
I know that this will give me a stroke to go solo third, which is exactly what I'm looking to do.
Yeah,
I know I don't have
they
any
just
real.
walked around us. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I don't have any real shot of catching John Babb or Tim TenKley at this point, but yeah, that was the opportunity for solo third right there.
Wow, good effort.
Great putt, John.
Great save from John. That was clutch.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows he can't make any mistakes.
Absolutely needed. He's looking at the scores. He knows that him and Tim are currently tied at 27, so that bogey would have been super detrimental to him.
Yes, absolutely. And good sportsmanship moment here for everyone, as always. Everyone's grateful for
Appreciate
all
you
this
guys.
fun experience.
Always.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, up first, John Babb going forehand. I believe he decided to do this last moment after the backup.
I'm pretty sure he's throwing a forehand force here.
Okay.
Got a little bit of understability to it, but it's a force. It's going to hyzer.
Get through. Get through.
Amazing
Oh my
height. Great
That
shape.
reminded me how good your drive was just recently there. Wow. 2 holes ago, I guess. Yeah. That was awesome. When you're in a super wooded forest and you hear it do nothing and it flies for a few moments, you're like, okay, that has to be good.
That feels nice, yeah. So this is another opportunity. I think to myself, I can get down there. I know I've gotten birdies on this hole in the past.
Okay, great.
I'm throwing a PD on a lot of turn, just going to let it ride from left to right. This is pretty well beat up. I'm thinking I'm about to. I can do this. I got that solo third in the bag. Love it.
You know-
I love the shape.
Oh,
A little bit of
small
cabbage at the
branch.
very end. Yeah.
You know what's funny about this hole is when I started in 2016 or 17, I think that's right when this hole was added, and it was very green. There was a lot of high elevation things actually in the center that were cleared out. It's fun to see a good version of this hole right now.
I think this is a great finishing hole for this course. One of the more, I mean, it's got to be one of the more challenging holes to get up and down on.
Yeah,
just throughout.
It's definitely the number one in difficulty. I'll tell you that.
Dan going with one of those Halo destroyers, a little high, catching some stuff, dropping in the middle of the fairway.
And our final drive of the day. Sad, just kind of looking to stick in the top 5, I believe. Or, well, he's probably in the top 10 now. It's really tight still.
Yeah, going into it, there's a lot of people bunched up all in the top 5, 7 places. I want to say we had 10, 11 people in 7 spots, something like that.
Probably another bird shot. Get that consistent finish.
Nice little mini flex. Little less, maybe probably about 100 feet away from the basket or so, maybe a little more than 100 feet.
Yeah, not too bad. This is what, 55, 50 feet?
Yeah, 55, 50, 50, 60 feet, somewhere in that range.
And we did have to actually kind of ask the spectators to move left a little bit.
A nice little window to him. He does have that staggered putt going. He's been making putts all day, so
he knows this is for the win. He has to make this to finish it in the regulation.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely executing. Look at that smile and laugh.
Dude, this is an iconic moment. I mean, it really, really is. This is huge for John Babb. Huge for his career.
It's the half-court shot, and you win on it. That's the disc golf equivalent. I mean, other than an ace on the last hole, I mean, that's so rad to hit a long birdie to seal it by 1.
Legendary.
What a moment
Absolutely
for John
massive.
Babb. Congrats.
I mean, not only does this ensure John Babb the victory for the tournament, but as we mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is a GGPT Q Series event.
That's right.
This win has elevated John Babb to having the #1 rank currently in the DGPT Q Series. John Babb currently was ranked number 9. He currently has 380 points ahead of Elijah Bickle at 361 and a third points. He gained 150 points off of this event. He has 3 starts and 1 win, 3 top 10s, 3 cash. Congratulations, John Babb. Absolutely amazing.
And 2 South Sound Classic titles and 1 birdie on this hole today, making it the #1 shot
He just made it
of the day.
Yeah. That was the best finishing hole for a win I've ever had.
Yeah, you're probably.
Yeah, absolutely one of the coolest moments we've ever filmed,
Snyder
even.
and Brian Johnson.
And congrats tying it up. What'd you guys do with the decision here on the trophy?
I
Second
gave it to Brian
place.
Johnson,
Timothy
honestly.
TenKley.
Sure.
I'm hunting first place trophies, not third place trophies, personally.
I understand. It looks like it's got some heft to it. It's some slate or something like that.
Babb.
It is a super cool trophy. Mark, like we said at the beginning, Mark Hill did an amazing job.
Yeah.
He's really a top-notch tournament director.
1, 2.
And yeah, once again, thanks to all the staff. Thanks again to the South
You
Sound
guys, congrats.
Disc Golf Association. South Puget Sound. Excuse me, I apologize.
John, you want a Snyder?
It's a South Sound classic. So many words. Appreciate everyone watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Fairway 10 at emeraldcity.com. Thanks again for joining me, buddy.
Happy to do it, man. We'll see y'all later. Thank you so much.